Hey guys, today for Amazon, we're going to start at one of the basics, and that's building a campaign out and using ad groups. So your campaign is your overall house that will keep the product in there, the keywords you're targeting, all of that. Your ad group is a subdivision of that. So if you have multiple variations, but they're pretty close to the same product or the same product minus like color or some small attribute that makes it different, then you will use ad groups for the rest of those products. Okay, so today we're setting up a campaign and we're gonna be slanging some chocolate bars. So how I would set up the campaign would be my campaign, the name of my campaign, and basically all my products. So I'll do all chocolate, sponsored products, which is the type of ad I'm going to run, and keyword targeting is the type of keyword I'm going to run. You can set up your campaign in terms of what it's named any way you want. I just do this because I've been used to wanting to see what campaign type I have, what targeting I have, right at face value when I'm going through all my campaigns. So here we go. We're going to set up an ad group for milk chocolate, dark chocolate, chocolate with almonds, chocolate with caramel, chocolate with coconut. Okay. And the reason we're going to do that is because some of these will have very specific keywords to each ad group. And instead of putting all of those keywords into one campaign with no ad groups to where it's just targeting everywhere and your products are everywhere, we're going to go ahead and consolidate these down, and it makes it a lot easier and it's better to optimize. So I used a keyword tool, which is Helium 10. Again, I'm not affiliated with Helium 10. It is a good tool. So I use that to pull out some different keywords. You can use Amazon suggested too. It will help, but keyword tools are great if you want to get into one. So our first ad group as an example would be milk chocolate, and here are some keywords that came up that was specific to milk chocolate. So milk chocolate Dove, milk chocolate pretzels, Ghirardelli milk chocolate squares, Kirkland milk chocolate. So notice how they all have milk chocolate in the keyword. So that's for that group. So for dark chocolate, it's the same thing. We see dairy-free chocolate, unsweetened dark chocolate Godiva, and dark chocolate bar. So that's why they're all in the dark chocolate group. They're dark chocolate specific keywords. These are milk chocolate specific keywords. So with that being said, we will go and kind of put this into action and show you how this gets created and how to set it up. All right, so we are going to create a campaign here. I know this is pretty basic, but if you're new to Amazon, it can seem overwhelming at first. You will click create a campaign. It'll bring you here. You always start my campaign name with what products I'm going to put in, what targeting I'm going to use, which is over here. I have keyword targeting, and the type of auction or type of ad that I'm going to use, and that's sponsored products. Portfolio is used to segregate campaigns into groups that you can look at almost like at a reporting level. So you actually tag certain campaigns to be shown up by a portfolio you set up. I don't usually use it. An example would be if you're doing Q4 holiday push or something like that, you'd have maybe specific products in there that you just want to see those campaigns to do a Q4 holiday report. I don't really use it, but you can mess around with that. So your start and end dates, I usually don't have an end date, but using an end date would be really good for if you had a specific holiday, if you sold like Easter baskets and you don't want your ad running after Easter, so you set it for the day after to end. That's a good way to use that. Targeting, again, from the first video, you choose auto targeting or manual. For this example, I will use manual. I'm going to load my own keywords. Campaign bidding strategy. This gives Amazon some kind of leeway, if you let them, to raise your bids up and down, dynamic bids, based on what they view would be a conversion. So if they think you're going to convert, they'll raise your bids up to try to get you that sale. And if they don't think you're going to convert, they're going to lower your bids. I don't usually use this. I stick with either fixed bids or dynamic bids down only because I have not liked how far Amazon sometimes raised bids on keywords that were not doing good at all that day. So I stick with dynamic bids down only. That way, the only thing Amazon can do is actually lower my keywords if they don't think I'm going to convert, which is fine with me because I can offset that with just spending a little less. But I'm all about efficiency, especially with my one client. So I always go dynamic bids down. Fixed bids will just stick to your bid that you put in there. So yeah, if you're having trouble, you're on the fence, just do dynamic bids down or fixed bids and you'll be fine. So here's our ad group. You put in the name. So we're going to do our milk chocolate. I'm going to add our hypothetical chocolate bar to here. And then you're going to go down here. And this shows you the keyword targeting, product targeting. Those are the two targetings that we've said. It's on keywords. So we're just going to put our keywords in. Because I used a keyword tool, I'm going to go to entered list, but he'll show you the suggested keywords based on your product from Amazon. So I will put my milk chocolate keywords into here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove these here. And as you see, Amazon is already bringing up suggestions. So here we would just go ahead and you can actually look down here. Look at this. These are searches that people are seeing. So this is what I mean by suggested keywords. These are what Amazon sees typed into their search. People are looking for these things. You don't know the search volume of them though. I mean, you could plug these into a keyword tool and you would find out, but you know, they're very relative. For some reason, these are all Kirkland, probably because my last one was Kirkland. That's right. And you can decide to throw these in. You could decide to not. We'll just add our particular keywords here that we wanted. So we could add these. And here we go. So Amazon will start you with their suggested bid, which is that medium to kind of low, but it's usually the medium that we talked about in the first video, where they provide you with a floor, a ceiling, and a suggested bid, or kind of a medium bid. And they will do that. If you do not like those, you can go up here to suggested bid. You can change it to custom bid, which is something I pretty much do every time, and you can go through and decide how much do you want to spend on them. That's something that you'll really get used to once you do this a lot. You'll understand why you kind of always want to do that after a while, but suggested bid's fine. It's absolutely fine, and a lot of times I still do that too. So yeah, and here you're going to see something I didn't go over in the first video. You're going to see the match type, so it's broad, and here it explains to you right here what those are. So broad contains all the keywords in order and includes plurals, variations, and related keywords. So very broad, very liberal with keyword matching. Phrase contains the exact phrase or sequence of keywords, so a little bit more refined. And then exact is the exact way that you put your keyword on. So if we have milk chocolate pretzels, that only matches milk chocolate pretzels. And then you just go down and we launch the campaign. Congratulations. Here you go. We now have a milk chocolate one. I'm going to go to edit campaign. And this is where you go down here. And you can see these are all your settings that you have. You can change some of these. So let's say that you want to try to use a different bid type. You can switch it here, no problem. Your adjust bids by placement. You can say, I'm willing to spend X% more if it makes the top of the search. Things like that. And yeah, I mean, you can change the campaign name up here. You used to not be able to do that, and it was a pain in the ass because you'd misspell it and it would get to your OCD and you'd have to freaking start over. So yeah, and then you'd eventually go, you can go to ad groups here, and now you'll see your first ad group. Milk chocolate tells you the targets, products, all that. Now this is where it gets nice and you can start optimizing really well. So you go to create an ad group, and you can here, just like we did, once you have the ad group name, dark chocolate, and you would add your keywords, click create ad group, and you're good. And that is how you'd set this up, and you can keep doing that over and over and over again for all your chocolates. And again, to reiterate why it's important to do the chocolate into ad groups when you have all these different variations with their clothes, is that way you can target like chocolate with almonds, then all the almond keywords that go with it in one ad group, and not have them all blasted with all different chocolate bars, all bidding, and then having the chocolate with almonds, the caramel, the coconut, all of that in there, because if those keywords start doing bad, you'd have to go in there and manually turn them all off, and it just doesn't make sense. But instead, you can go into one keyword where one ad group where they actually make sense to be with the chocolate with almonds. You can mess with those, turn them down in a pinch. If, say, your chocolate with almonds could be a different price. It could be maybe it's too expensive compared to competition, and where your milk chocolate is really, really fairly priced compared to competition. That whole chocolate with almonds ad group might just do terrible. So either you can turn it off, you can turn down bids, but being able to go in and only affecting that specific ad group instead of your whole campaign, much better. Much better. So I hope this helps you guys out. I'm pretty sure my next video is either going to be on the Amazon ranking algorithm, what it includes, what it emphasizes, what's the most important to get ranked. And the reason I bring this up in paid is because paid can help that big time. So sales velocity. So I will see you then. And again, I hope this is helpful. Any questions, just drop them down below, and I will do my best to keep the conversation going. So see you then.